Chinese company XPeng unveiled their humanoid robot in the most dramatic way. Hi, welcome to ZGadgetReview. Chinese company XPeng is an EV maker that is making its way into AI and robotics. They unveiled a humanoid robot that really looked like a person who was just wearing a costume. Kind of like what Elon Musk did when he unveiled the Optimus the first time around. They went to extremes in order to show you that this is a real robot. They decided that in order to stop people talking about how this is a fake robot, they decided to actually cut the robot on stage. While you see this, I'm going to tell you some things about this robot. So the robot was first unveiled in 2024. It stands at 178 centimeters tall and it weighs 70 kilograms. The new generation of the robot features a humanoid spine, bionic muscles, flexible skin, and on its head and hand, a 3D curve display on its head and a hand with 22 degrees of movement. It is powered by XPeng's second generation VLA, which stands for Vision Language Action model. It incorporates 3 in-house developed Turing AI chips. The humanoid robot can perform advanced tasks like conversation, walking, and interaction, powered by XPeng's AI capabilities. The robot is called the Iron, and it will initially be used for commercial service scenarios. They also unveiled Iron's SDK, which stands for Software Development Kit, in order to collaborate with global developers in building an application ecosystem for humanoid robots. So technically, they want to be the Android, iOS of the world when it comes to humanoid apps. I don't know if that's going to work, but that's the fantasy. Chinese steel producer Baosham Iron and Steel will become an ecosystem partner for Iron in the near future. The humanoid robot will be deployed at the company to explore application scenarios in industrial fields. XPeng is aiming for a mass production of this robot by the end of 2026. Again, the end of 2026. There isn't any announcement that this is coming to your house. Hello, Neo. Sometime in 2026. Now, of course, this is a robot that moves all by itself. It doesn't have an operator. It doesn't have a person. This is, again, truly automated robot. So what we saw on stage was doing it all by itself. The one thing I noticed on stage is that it wasn't really moving its arms. It was moving its body around, but not really the arms. And I think that because of that, they decided to double down and show off the robot without any skin, without any clothing, exactly what it looks like under everything. On the video that they posted here, you can see the subtitles explaining everything that we're seeing there. So they show that the robot has a lot of movement, like this dancing. He explains that the dancing that the robot does was programmed and taught to it via computer, and it took it about 2 hours to learn the dance. Of course, they haven't really done any showings of how it will operate, like moving plates, cleaning things, and things like that. Because really, XPeng is kind of on the early stages of the robot design here. It's something that is pretty new, and I think that's why they're going to go into the industrial market first, and then probably eventually move into homes, instead of, promising that you can do things around your house from the get-go. Because I think they still, I will say, pretty primitive compared to what we've seen from Figure 3, Atlas, which is Boston Dynamics, Optimus from Tesla, and even the Neo from, I can't even remember the name of the company. I don't know if you noticed, but this robot is the first robot that is being made that looks like a woman. It moves like a woman. It has a strut when it walks, as you can see on the stage. It has breasts. And thankfully, someone at Mashable decided to ask the question, why did they decide to go with the female form instead of staying with I'm not going to say male form, but a human form without necessarily giving it a male or female denomination. And it kind of boils down to selling it. Pretty much, that's what they say. They say that they feel that selling something female form will be easier than if you don't make it a female, which is kind of a weird explanation, but I'm going to read you the exact quote from Mashable. More human-like robots and also non-human-like robots can both be good-looking, but the human-like robot can be more intimate. He continued, if you think it's warmer, more human, then you can sell more and you can reach the scale effect. then the cost control can be better in return. It will have actually a positive cycle. A weird explanation, but I guess they know their consumers. Here's another quote. This one comes from, I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm sorry, Ling Chuan LC Mi, who is the vice president of XPeng's Robotics Center. This is more about inspiration, said Mi. We see the different options because there are different kinds of humans. So we're trying to see how people can react to different form factors. So we'll see all kinds of feedback from people, and people may have different preferences when they put the robot into the workforce. I don't know if it's a translation or if these people are really this weird, because here's another quote from a different person at the company talking about the robots and the whole female thing. So here we go. The head of our robotics center, he said, "We are not making robots, we are making humans." Okay. XPeng CEO, he said during his keynote speech, "In the future, robots will be your life partners and also maybe your colleagues. That's why it's more like an intelligent human and has the intelligence to create a better life with human beings." He therefore hopes to make iron as close to human as possible, including giving it soft skin, a height similar to that of a human, and secondary sex characteristics. So there you go. XPeng is trying to not only sell you something that can be working in your house, but that it can turn into something else if you want it to. It is weird that they decided to make it move like a woman. It is weird that they decided to give it breast and, do the whole female form instead of, again, just going with, I don't know, an asexual figure. I mean, I understand that people will use robots for different things. I mean, you have the real dolls that exist now, in the world. But the fact that they're just being like, yeah, why not? Like, it's going to be one of these robots is going to become your partner, which is a weird thing to think about, but it's actually probably going to happen. I mean, you have people talking to AI bots and, marrying them and girlfriends and all this crap. Why would it be different with a robot for some people to do that or to prefer that in some weird way? And the fact that they are the ones saying we are going to cater to those people, I think it's interesting because it's the first company that has said something like this. I mean, I don't feel like American companies that are focused on bringing something to your house to do chores will ever say that, but I'm sure there will be a market for that. I was impressed of everything that XPeng did in order to show that the robot is a real robot and not a person. Like the cutting of the leg on stage was very, very bold of them. Then to show you how the thing works, without any skinning or anything like that was also pretty bold and pretty cool as well. So here as you can see, because of my last videos, we have this robotics race, starting to shape up and to become a thing. Like we have that AI race going on right now on the side. But now we have this AI race moving into robotics and AI. And we can see some of these companies emerging with the ideas and what the market is going to look like in the future of robotics coming to your house or coming to your work. It's an interesting time to be alive. There's a lot of changes coming in the future for humanity. Then hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to be positive. What do you think about the XPeng Iron robot? Do you think that it was a good idea to do the cutting on stage? Will you have a robot life partner in your future? Let me know in the comment section. That is it for me. Go ahead and subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.